You know, when I think about how I got to where I'm at, the answer always comes back to those teachers that gave me a heads up and said, hey, you know, you're talented, you've got something, like let's play with it. And those teachers that opened doors for me and made opportunities and gave me a place where I could really be myself at a time when I was trying to be everything but myself. You know, that's the magic, right? I'm Robert Ramirez. I'm the head of the School of Drama at Carnegie Mellon University. We're going to do a little audition workshop. Nothing too intense, right? And this is just for those of you who are interested in auditioning professionally, or if you're thinking about auditioning for a theater program in college, this will be especially helpful for you. Auditioning tends to feel very pressure-filled and very nerve-making, and I just want to start by saying that we spend a lot of time finding some joy and some fun and some relaxation and some looseness, so I want to encourage you to keep leaning into that, right? I believe there are some people who brought some monologues, is that correct? Yeah. Okay, thank you. You'll be first. Okay, so can you, let's just talk about what is an audition? And just speak from your knowledge, you know, there's no wrong answer. What is an audition?
It's like a tryout. It's like, an audition could be like a dance piece or like a monologue.
Mm-hmm.
It could be different things. It's usually, they say audition when you're auditioning for some kind of art.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a tryout so that certain people or a panel of people can see
Right.
a sense of you or get a sense of what you can bring to the table.
Right. I love that part right there. To get a sense of you and to get a sense of what you bring to the table. That part right there. What else?
Like showcasing your talent. Being who you are, but showing your art.
Being who you are. Being who you are, showing your art. Yes. So there's a lot of, I think, myths and pressure surrounding what an audition is. One of the things I constantly hear is when I say, okay, what's your job when you go into that audition? What is your job? A lot of people, first thing out the gate is to book that job. I gotta book that job. And I would say my response to that is no. Because you are actually not in control of that. You're actually not in control of whether you get offered the job or whether you get admitted to the school, right? But what you are in charge of, what you are in control of is giving them a sense of who you are, showing up as yourself, and showing them your art. And if we can all shift our way of thinking to that, then it becomes less about you being judged and somebody having the opportunity to turn you down and say no, to just an opportunity to show up and show out. And that's all it needs to be. I think for a young person who wants to pursue a life as an artist, there's so much advice that we can give, right? So many pointers and so many ways that we can give them the benefit of our road, right, in this world. And but I think the most valuable thing that I could say to them is to really trust themselves. You know, I think it's hard growing up. It's hard finding yourself and finding out who you are. And it's these years of one's life are filled with so much doubt and so much insecurity. And the wildest thing to me is the older I get to understand that all of the impulses and all of the ideas that I had as a young person were actually valid and actually worth something. The whole thing begins with what's called a slate. Does anyone know what that is? Okay, what is the slate?
Slate is when you state your name, where you're from, your height, and the role you're auditioning for.
Great, any combination thereof, right? Now, what do you think is the most important thing about a slate?
It's important because it's like another way of the auditioners to see you in a different way before you actually start the real audition.
To meet you.
Yes.
To meet you. So what a slate isn't is me being professional and me being correct. That's what it's not. Because in order to do both of those things, generally, what did you see my body just do? It tensed up. What happened to my voice? It got tight. And then what happened to me? The me that you have learned about so far today. Diluted, lost, this gesture, that's what it did. There, right? So that's what it's not. And I think that that's one of the most common traps that people fall into. This idea that there's something that you're supposed to be that is professional and a working actor, and then you get out there and you show them like it's a pageant or something, right? No, they want to meet you. When we're auditioning students, the number one thing we're looking for is, who is this person? I would like just a couple people, few people, 3 people to volunteer to just 1, 2, 3, to just, I'm gonna ask you to just come up on stage here, okay? Okay, and one by one, you're just gonna walk center stage, and today's slate is your name, where you hail from, and we're just gonna use some silly stuff here. Your name, where you hail from, and what your favorite food is. And then you're just gonna say thank you, and then exit the way you came. And all of us here, we want them to succeed. This is really key. I want you to listen closely to me. It's set up to look like a tribunal. It's set up to look like a jury, and there's this notion that they are waiting for you to mess it up, just waiting to give them a reason to not hire you or not admit you or whatever it is. That is absolutely untrue. They need you to be the answer to the question. They are looking for someone special, and they are hoping it is you so that they can finish and go home. No one wants to sit through thousands to find one person. They want to find them on the first day. And it could be you. Why not you, right? It's got to be somebody. It's got to be somebody. Why not you? So that's the mindset. We're out here wanting them to succeed. You're up there wanting to really show them who you are. Okay? So we're just going to do these. Take your time, and then we're going to talk a little bit about this slate afterwards. Okay? So.
Hello, my name is Elle Miles. I'm from Baltimore County, Maryland. And my favorite food is jollof rice with any kind of stew.
Hi, my name is Fiona. I like to be called Rio. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, here in Bourne. And my favorite food is I have a lot of favorite food. It will probably be beef teriyaki from Sakura.
Okay.
Hello, my name's Olivia Smith, and I come from Baltimore, Maryland, and my favorite food is probably tacos.
All right, same. Tacos. Okay, so what'd you see? What'd you notice? Personality, good. Felt free like themselves. What else?
They all had like introductions of saying hello just to greet everyone. Like,
Yeah.
hi.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to add a couple things to this now, okay? The audition really does start when you walk in the door. You walk in, they're already looking at you, and they're getting some kind of vibe off of you. They're already starting to understand who you are. Maybe you remind them of someone. Maybe you look like a movie star that they like. Maybe you remind them of their ex-girlfriend. I don't know. Something. There's always something cooking in their brain, okay? So, Don't start speaking until you are fully there. Now, I don't mean like, ready, okay. I just mean, just get there. Just get there, breathe them in, and then at the end of this, say thank you. Thank you. And then go, okay? But be connected with them. And don't start till you're connected, okay? Now, that's all. Now, part of this is, it might feel really awkward walking in the room without saying anything. Because it's like, oh, they're watching me walk in the room, right? If you're an actor, you gotta like being looked at. Or you have to figure out, and I know a lot of actors who are introverts, and actually it's a bizarre conundrum for them, but they figured out who that part of themselves is who would like to be looked at, right? So I can say confidently now that at 55 years old and about 30 pounds heavier and with a hip that hurts, I actually am way more comfortable being looked at than I ever have been in my whole life. And that's because when I was your age, I was so worried about how people perceived me. Fat, I'm too fat. Oh, I look too gay. I look too, all of these things, right? Right now, here, as a gay man, 55 years old, 200 pounds, I'm like, this is it. This is it. This is what you have. This body that you are in, living this life. And don't waste your time worrying about how it doesn't look good to anyone. Love it. Love it being looked at. Walk in, place yourself in front of them, get a good look. Hi, I'm Robert. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and et cetera, right? I eat too many things and I have too many favorite foods. Okay, so here we go. Let's do it again.
Hello, my name is Elle Miles. I'm from Baltimore County, Maryland, and my favorite food is jollof rice.
Oh, wait, come on. Yes, okay, good. I just want to say, what do you all notice about that walk-in? Confident. In the audition workshop, just trying to get them to understand what the basics are of entering a room, introducing yourself, and then doing a monologue. How does that work? Not just technically, but what are some things you can really bring to the table that will help make it easier for you? Because auditioning is tough. And the big takeaway from this today is for them to understand that they've got to be themselves, and that the more relaxed they are and the more of an opportunity to share themselves they see this as, the better off they'll be. Okay, so that's right, you're gonna be first because you have a monologue. Okay, so now, where is your monologue from? What is it?
Julius Caesar.
Wow, y'all are going for it today, right? We're just going straight at it. Okay, good. So, tell us a little bit about why that piece, like what made you pick it and how did you arrive at it?
It's the most comfortable choice for me because it's something I've worked on, and it suits the audience because I had another suggestion that wasn't great for the rundown space that I'm in, so I decided to go back to what I knew. And I really like the monologue.
Okay, right there. You really like it. You really like it. The situation is already stacked in so many ways perceptibly against you, right? So you gotta do some stuff. Put the odds back in your favor. Pick material you like. Pick stuff that shows you off really well, But most importantly, you like it. You have fun with it and you enjoy it, okay? So why don't you come on up stage here, please. And what is your name, sir? Stephen, please. And then when you're ready, you come in and give a slate, and all you have to say is your name and what the piece is.
Hi, my name is Stephen Forrester. I am doing a monologue from Julius Caesar. I'm playing the character of Mark Antony. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often carried with their bones.
Okay, great. What a beautiful voice you have. Truly, truly. Okay, we're gonna go, so first of all, yeah. And I can already tell, and just so you know, the overwhelming bulk of my career has been doing Shakespeare. I started speaking Shakespeare when I was 13 years old. And I've worked at pretty much every Shakespeare festival and theater across the country. And I already know this is going down a great road. I can already tell. So beautiful, really beautiful start. Okay, there's some really good things that you did here, right? You seemed very comfortable when you walked in. You also made some eye contact as you walked in, so you're already present with us. You got here, you were with us, and then you took your time before you started. Let's see if we can take all that time that you took and just compress it a little bit. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, good, good. So you're regulating yourself, which is good. So now we got that out of the way, and let's just see if we can tighten it up a little, okay? So on your slate, see if you can just relax a little bit. Just relax. The thing is, I think you're already in the monologue when you did the slate. You were already in the Colosseum. So see if you can just be here with us and then take that moment to get to the Colosseum or the Forum. It's the Forum, yeah. To get to the Forum and then begin to address the public. Okay? Okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. Let's try it again.
Hi, my name is Stephen Forrester, and I'm doing a monologue from Julius Caesar. I'm playing the character of Mark Antony. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often terrent with their bones, so let it be with Caesar. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men, come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal. I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke. But here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withhold you then to mourn for him? Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar. And I must pause till it come back to me. Thank you.
Great, great, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How long have you been working on that piece?
A few weeks.
Few weeks, yeah. Wow, really good work. What do you get from it?
Very great voice projection. You know how to use your voice
Mm-hmm.
to inflect and then to take it down. It's really good.
Yeah,
He really takes his time with it, like doesn't rush through any of it, so like those
yes,
the meaning of the word sticks.
yes, yes.
I could hear emotion and passion behind each word that you said.
Mm-hmm.
he's aware, like he knows himself, so he keeps going. Like even if he, like, not that he doesn't know it, but he's like aware of his surroundings. Like he's able to.
It's such a good observation. Like we not only are watching him work, we're seeing him, we're getting some sense of how he works and what his understanding is of himself and what he's doing while he's at work. That's a really great observation. What else?
He understands the character.
He understands the character. He also understands the text, right? The bulk of Shakespeare that is spoken, even professionally, is widely unintelligible.
I think you made eye contact with the audience.
Yeah.
It was like you were actually there making this announcement to everyone, so everyone was the people you were telling this story to or telling about this funeral.
Yeah. So I know you've been working on this for a few weeks, and it's very, very well put together. So I have a couple questions for you, right? And I want to be clear. These aren't judgments. These are total, just open questions and stuff that I just would like for you to sit with, okay? Are you using, to your knowledge, are you using an accent when you do this piece?
No,
Okay.
not purposely.
Not purposefully. Okay, this is important. Not purposefully. Is there a way that you think Shakespeare is supposed to sound?
Yeah,
Okay. Describe that way.
he's very commanding with his
Okay.
and passionate is the word.
Okay. Good.
What I've read, he's very
Good.
passionate and intentional.
Okay. And is there some actor or some kind of performance that you already have in your mind that you're trying to achieve while you're doing this?
No,
Okay.
not really.
Okay. Okay. Great. So, right now, does this sound like him in everyday life? No. Right? No. Because right now it sounds almost like you're British, almost, right? And this is common because everyone thinks Shakespeare has this sense of formality to it, and that we have to get formal with it. And also because we live in a world where we have been taught that Shakespeare belongs to British people, and that in order to do it right, we have to sound like them. What I would just like to offer is that all of us, wherever we are from, whoever we are, and however we look, Shakespeare belongs to us. Because Shakespeare is now part of the eternal. Shakespeare is not British. Shakespeare is American, Shakespeare is African, Shakespeare is Guatemalan. I don't care where you're from, Shakespeare belongs to you. So I'm gonna ask you to do something really difficult because you have worked on this so hard. I'm gonna ask you to see if you can just be you, Stephen, saying this to us. Or not even saying it to us, because you're also doing something really important. So I feel like we're ready for this, so I'm gonna ask. Now, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to make happen in the monologue?
I'm trying to bring justice to Caesar.
Yes, by doing what?
Blaming them. In a way, I forget how to word it.
So this group of people decided amongst themselves behind closed doors they were gonna kill Caesar. And they had very good reasons. They had very good reasons for doing it. So now, they know he's dangerous, but they let him come to the funeral. And not only do they let him come to the funeral, they invite Homeboy to speak. And you do what? You take this opportunity to do what? To all of Rome that's present.
To take digs at.
Yeah, and to turn them on this group of people that murdered Caesar, right? So I already know that you're doing this. I have a sense of you're doing this, but I just we have to put everything into very explicit terms, like really solid, clear terms. Like I am doing this for this reason, and this is how I'm doing it. Like I could tell at the top of it, you're being a little shady with them, but you're doing it in a polite way. Like, oh, bless your heart. Jesus loves you. But what you really mean is, y'all, you did this, right? You did this, okay? So now, without doing the slate, because your slate was wonderful, I want you to start again, and just you, Stephen, blame us and get us to turn on these people that killed Caesar. And I'm going to tell you this, don't think about it.
All right.
Don't think about it. Listen, less thinking, more knowing. All of you have an inherent instinct. Just know what to do. This sounds silly, I know, but you know what to do. The problem is we start thinking about it and we convince ourselves out of it. Often, very often.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them, the good is often tarred with their bones, so let it be with Caesar. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men, come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. When that's the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yes, Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal.
Okay, I hate to stop you because you're doing so good, but I just want to point this out. How is this different? How? You nodded. How?
It's just authentic.
Ding, 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 ding. That is the word, authentic. Who else? How is this different?
He's walking around more, like, he seems like he's feeling himself.
Well, he's in himself. Yeah.
It's more of a personable approach.
Yeah.
I saw a lot more beat shifts in the way
Mm-hmm.
playing his tactics.
That moment where you dropped your head and you said, he was my friend, I really believed you. I really believed you. But you can't get at the truth if you're not yourself. If you are busy being someone else, you will never get at the truth. You can create what you think the truth looks like, but not the actual truth. How does it feel?
Oh, nice.
Expand on that. Why? How? Why and how?
Because I know the text, I was so attached to what I wanted it to look like versus and not connecting it to myself.
There. What you want it to look like and not connected to yourself. Keep going. This is magical. Keep going.
There were a lot of actions that I wouldn't do because of that. And when you just said to be yourself, I was like, okay, I'll just do what I would naturally do. Yeah. But despite anyone would say it, I was like, okay, and I just did it.
Yeah. Because there's no Mark Anthony that's already out there that you have to become. This is a little mind-blowing here, right? The words are on the paper, right? Now, Shakespeare didn't write his plays to be read. In fact, most of the actors only got their lines and some idea of what was happening in the scene, right? And they went with it. So there's no Mark Anthony that's already out there who sounds that way. Mark Anthony happens when you open your mouth and you speak. This is a really important kind of tenet of storytelling in a lot of indigenous cultures. In Yoruba culture, this is like you speak the thing into existence. It doesn't exist until you say it. So Mark Anthony doesn't exist until you, Stephen, right now at, what time is it? 12, this watch is off. 12, it's still on. It's on LA time, 12:23 here in Baltimore, Maryland. Now there's Mark Anthony, and he looks like you. He sounds like you. And you did this really great thing too, where I could hear that the way you've been doing it, I don't know if you all heard it, it started to kick in, and then you breathed and you let it go. And so much of acting is about letting it go, not adding on, not pasting on, letting go, right? So, what did we say? Let's just go back to the very beginning of this session. What were the important things we said an audition was for?
Showing yourself.
To show yourself, showcasing your talent, giving them a sense of what you can do. Yeah. And so now that's what you're doing. You are showing us yourself. Also, when you got down and sat down here, right? I was like, yes, he broke the rules. This idea that we have to stand there and do this thing exactly, right? And what it did for you was it gave you access to yourself and to be you and to show up as yourself. So now, talk back to me a little bit about where you're at with this piece now and what this means for the future of doing this.
I want to break a lot more rules.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that's been a theme of today for me.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing the exercise earlier. I was like, well, they didn't say we couldn't do it, so I don't see why we can't do it. And I just feel like for this piece, I constricted myself with a lot of rules to Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
And as I move forward with other pieces, I want to bring my own idea of the world to them and their mercy.
Yeah, that part right there. My own idea of the world. My own idea of the world. Someday I will play King Lear. And my King Lear will be Mexican from Echo Park, Los Angeles. That's who my King Lear will be. And informed by my point of view and the life that I've led and the journey that I've been on. My King Lear will not be British or, an 85-year-old white British man from the RSC in 1976, which when I was growing up, I was taught that is the way to do it. So I'm just challenging these ideas that we have of how things are supposed to be done, right? And having us understand that the audition is your opportunity to walk in the room and show them how you do it and who you are inside of that, Because I'm infinitely more interested in this, Mark Anthony. Now, I want to say something. I am not discounting the work that you did before this because it was vocally strong, it was clear, there's tons of diction work in it, lots of presence, a commanding sense of purpose. All that's great. So now you can take that stuff and do you, right?
Yeah.
Good. Any other thoughts that you have about this?
Thank you guys for allowing me space to do that.
Yes. Yeah. So this is the trick. This is the trick now. Right now, you're with people you know. And you've just spent the morning getting to know us, and we've created this space. And, and this is like, right now, we're the luckiest people on earth because we don't have to be pulling a double shift at McDonald's. Like, we're here, which I did much my teenage life. We're here. We get to do this, we get to make art, we get to have this exchange with each other, right, as artists, as human beings. The trick now is, how do I go into a room full of strangers with that same spirit? That's the trick. And I wish I could give you instructions on a piece of paper. I cannot. That's your journey as an artist. That's to stand for yourself, right? But that's the trick.
Yeah, I just was going to share, Stephen, I was so impressed with your ability to hear the input and make the adjustment. There's times where I've seen people come into an audition because they're so honed in on the way that they prepared, they're not able to release it. They're not able to take the note. And sometimes I've seen directors give a note not because they care, if you're going to do it that way, just if you can make an adjustment.
Yeah. What are your takeaways? What are your takeaways from this? Yes.
Take your time, because the time is for you.
Yes.
Bring yourself to the table.
Mm-hmm. Be connected.
Personalize the character. Find yourself.
Look at the fancy acting talk. Personalize. I love it.
Be more comfortable and confident and aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. The last thing I want to say about this, the reason that what you did, the adjustment that you made was possible is because you've spent weeks working on this. So when I was younger, teachers would tell me all the time, you got to put in the hours, you got to work hard. And I would just think, oh, but I'm so talented. And I spent like the whole first phase of my life just winging it constantly. And I had a teacher who sat me down and said, Robert, you really frighten me. And I said, why? And he said, well, you're just so great. And I just can't imagine what you would be like if you actually did the work. Like you actually did it. The only reason that you're able to make these adjustments so quickly and be present for them is because you put in the work. And we just have to remember that. Talent's wonderful. God, the goddess, the gods, whatever you believe in, gave you that. It is divine and blessed. No one can take that from you. But it is not discipline and it's not work. And I thought of it as a box. It's not a box that traps you. It's a door that opens for you to be free. But you have to do the work. Y'all are amazing, really. Thank you for the energy you gave Steven, for the energy you gave me.